Well, we've got this really ignored part of our yard.
Yes.
Little corner that's kind of hidden away and unproductive. And we want to spruce it up.
Yes, what you're hearing in the background right now is our pond,
Yes.
our waterfall. We didn't want to shut it off because we wanted you to hear how peaceful and lovely it is. Hopefully you can hear us well.
Right.
It is such a beautiful area. It's a place for us that we love to.
Yeah, we're very fond of it.
Yeah, to rest and relax. What's great about this place is it has tons of shade.
Right.
We have this Japanese maple that just really took off over, I don't know, what, 23 years?
Yeah.
And we have some maples behind us on the other side of our fence. It's really provided this beautiful respite in the heat. It ends up being like, I don't know.
About 10 degrees cooler in
10
this
degrees
spot.
cooler.
Most of our yard is bright sun and really hot in the summer. So this is, like you said, a little oasis.
Yeah, it really is. And I love the sound of water. I love water in general.
Yeah.
So we have this little yard swing that we had put together. It was a swing that had gotten taken apart and we kept the frame, and Paul made this beautiful yard swing for us. So I'm able to sit here and relax. Sometimes I'll take a book and read here. It's a great spot. But
we can look at the frogs too. We got plenty of frogs in the pond. So
yes,
yeah.
But what do we need to do? We need to clean it up.
It needs to be cleaned up. A lot of the iris that are here are just kind of looking raggy, and just we need to spruce up the whole look of the place.
We
it doesn't
do.
look quite right. And also, there's a little corner over here. We'll show you in a second. It's kind of a really shady spot. Nothing really grows well there. We're thinking about putting something over there, right?
I want to extend the bricks a little bit so we still have this little nook that nothing grows over there, but I thought it would be kind of neat. I stood over there the other day, and I thought it would be so neat to have a little spot to sit there. So you came up with a cool project.
I've got some scrap lumber, some pressure treated lumber from previous projects that I'm going to throw together and try to make a little chair.
Yeah.
A little sitting area over there.
I'm excited. I would have liked to have done two, but we don't have all the materials. We didn't want to purchase any materials.
Right.
Also, the other reason is it's not a lot of room over there.
Yeah.
So it's something if like one person just wanted to sit over there. So we're going to extend the brick a little further from what we already have, and we're going to just place the chair there once it's finished.
Right.
And we're just going to do a little cleanup because, like Paul said, we have a ton of iris, and it's really kind of ruining the look of it. It looks very pretty in early spring and when it's blooming. In the winter, the issue is it looks very sparse. I need to work on that a little bit and decide what we're going to do. But we did transplant a snowball bush over there. I placed a bike that I'm not sure if I'm going to keep. I kind of like the look of it. I think it's really cute sitting over there for the looks of it. So it's just to add a little something over there.
Yeah, over in our apple tree area.
Yeah, but and we'll show you everything in a second. But we're not touching the pond. We're going to clean it up a bit, but we're going to basically clean this whole area up a bit.
Just transplanting.
Yes, some transplanting, possibly add a few things. We'll wait till the end of the week what we decide. This is our one day to do it because we have a ton of rain coming for the next few days, but today is nice and Friday's really nice. And now that we have our videos on Saturday, we've got Monday and Friday to kind of do this.
Right.
So we're going to maybe have a day here and there where we have a break, but for the most part, this is it. So we're going to really buckle down and do this today. But let us know what you think.
Let's get started.
Let's get started.
Bye-bye.
We're going to do some more trimming in the winter with this apple tree. Unfortunately, with the apple tree, it gets really, sorry about the traffic, folks, but it gets really heavy with the apples growing, especially when it's long. And we have some branches that are just kind of hanging strangely, and this one here. So Paul had gone up into the woods on our trail, and we have some trees, and he had gotten some Y-shaped, well, he had cut them so there was a Y shape of these branches to kind of prop them up for now. This is just temporary until winter. We have some flowers kind of dying out. As you can see, these were our daisies, but they're still blooming, some of them. Something's definitely getting into some of our flowers. I'm not really sure what it is, but we're gonna figure that out hopefully. Look how pretty some of them are. And we have our flower that something on the tips are starting to eat. Let me show you. They're very pretty, but we have some like bitten down leaves. I'm not really sure what's going on there. If any of you have any idea, I would love to know. I mean, look at this poor guy. Something's nibbling them. I mean, it could be a bunny or something, but I'm not really sure. But our hydrangeas this year are absolutely lovely. They're so blue and just lovely. There's our little bike over there, my bike over there, for show, really. We have these irises that are lovely, but once they grow out and they're done, they just kind of flop and they look really like just floppy. They look awful and they take over the whole area. So we've got to do something. I think we're going to take those out and transplant them to a different spot, where maybe on the hill where it doesn't really matter. But as you know, we had done this a little while ago. There's some wood that Paul's collected for the chair that we've had left over. Needs a good cleaning up. It's one of our favorite spots though in the garden. We have some low-hanging branches that will probably trim this one so we can get through here, but I don't want to trim too much. Because of the weather lately too, we have a little distress going on, so we have almost like we're starting to look like it's getting ready for fall, so that's interesting too. But I think everything's so distressed with the heat and the tons of rain. Little birdhouse there. We're probably going to keep that for now. Thanks, dear. So this is that spot. So right here, we're going to extend the brick a little further and move some of our plants. We're going to figure this out as we go, but look how pretty that tree is. Isn't that lovely? Thanks, Paul. I am out of breath. So we weeded and raked and transplanted, cleaned up all that iris that was just getting scraggly all over and flopped over. It just looked terrible. And we've decided to keep it out of here from now on. We cleaned up some of the daisies and clipped them, and as you know, Paul had already propped these up for the apple tree, and we're going to be trimming those in the winter, and that's when you do that. So we are just done here. So he had put this, I'll show you, this brick down to extend it further. And we're going to place a little chair there that he's going to build with some scrap wood. And everything looks so much more open and clean. And I couldn't be more pleased. When I sit here, I'm sitting down now on the yard swing. When you sit here, you can see such a beautiful view of the waterfall. And if someone's sitting over there, we can have a nice conversation. The thought was maybe placing some sort of a table or a planter or something, but the more we think about it, and as we announced in the beginning, we're going to go with a chair just because there are three of us living here. And it's nice to have, when two people are sitting here on the bench, one person can sit over there, we can have a nice conversation, but also it just would look really cute in that little corner. And now it's an open space. We removed that birdhouse just because someone was going to bonk their head for sure one of these days. But this is all cleaned up. We do have to add mulch. Paul has the saw out as he's going to be building the chair soon. And this is just a halfway point so you can see what's going on now. And I'm very pleased with it. It gives a cute little nook over here. We transplanted some periwinkle, and also we put some of our pachysandra here, and we trimmed and clipped back some things. They're looking kind of right now, but they will come back, and they will be a lot happier once we build things up a bit, clean it up a bit with more mulch, finishing it off, and also it just needs to be propped up a little bit more. They get floppy after a while. But all this iris that was here is nice and cleaned up. And once that apple tree is trimmed in the winter, it'll be so nice for the following spring and whatnot. And there you go. The battery had died when we were doing all of the cleaning up of this area, pulling out, transplanting. So you didn't get to see us doing that. I'm kind of glad because I'm sweating like a pump. It's not a pretty sight, folks. What I also wanted to point out are these ferns were up in our woods, up on our trail, and we had transplanted them here so it looked really pretty next to the pond. But what happens in the summer, Paul was explaining that they kind of break and they limp over, mainly because we're disturbing them from where they were. And they get kind of tall and lanky. So Paul has put a little board here, a little piece of wood and a clip, just so to kind of keep them standing upright. But when they come back next year, they'll be perfect and they'll look like they belong here. It'll fit just right.
So this is my miscellaneous array of pressure treated scraps that I'm going to magically turn into a chair. About a 15-degree angle here. So I planned on putting this seat horizontal, but Gina thinks it might look better with a little bit of an angle to it. So I'm just going to put a little angle on these front supports, and we'll try to do an angled seat. Okay, we're cutting this at a roughly a 10-degree angle. So here's the entrance to our secret garden. You may recall a couple of months ago we put up this one post right here for our clothesline. Also we put a little solar light on top. And now we think that if we put another post on the other side of this path, it might make a nice little opening here, like a doorway to our secret garden. So that's my project for right now. Also hoping that this is going to hold this blueberry bush back a little bit with the post here to open up our opening a bit. So the stain I used for this pole was a mixture of different stains, and I no longer have those stains, so I've made another mix, hoping I got close enough. We will see. So I've tied the blueberry bush back a little bit to keep it away from the stain while I stain the post. And it looks like the stain is not going to be a good match, so I'm just going to stain both poles. And here we go.
Well, that's this week, folks. We finished this little doorway and put another post light there. We fixed the edging, which is going to need to be cleaned up a bit, but it's finished. And there we go there. And here's the apple area / pond area. We won't pay attention to the grass, folks, because it has definitely gotten a fungus and dried out, but this area is nicely cleaned up. Iris are transplanted up on our hill, our side hill, and we kind of touched up and trimmed some plants, and we mulched. It's looking so much better. This is all newly mulched. We trimmed some branches. Paul made a nice little chair over there for the garden, for the pond area, and we planted some flowers and transplanted some herbs and plants from our yard. And more brick was laid so we could extend that area and make like a little patio over there. We hope you enjoy this week's video. If you like what you see, please hit the like button. Don't be afraid to leave a comment. We always love to hear from you. And thank you to those who've newly subscribed and our original fans that have been with us from the beginning. We thank you. If you'd like to subscribe, please hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you part of our community here at Brambleberry Cottage. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next week.